it's Jennifer from heysealemon. So I am trying out that Instagram followers control my life thingy trend. If you're not familiar with it, it's basically you, as an Instagrammer, post polls on your story and then your followers pick which one to move forward with. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram at heysealemon. So instead of having you control my life, I thought it would be fun to take you shopping along with me at one of my favorite art stores, Michael's, and have you pick my project supplies for a future DIY. This video is not sponsored by Michael's, but I have worked with them in the past on a couple of videos. I will put those in the description below if you want to check them out. But they're still my favorite art stores, so sponsored or not, I'm still going there. So first I'm going to take you through all the polls that I posted on Instagram and show you what you chose. But before we do, I want to say be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Show some love to my channel, subscribe, and be sure to hit that bell so you can be the first to get notified when I post new videos. Alright, let's go to Michael's and have you pick my project supplies. First, I asked you which side of the store I should start on. 56% of you said go to the right side, and I want to say that this was the first time I have been to this Michael's because it was new. I had no idea what was where. Went to that side, so I saw frames first and then canvas. I asked you guys which one should I go toward, frames or canvas? 75% of you said canvas. There are really large canvases and really small canvases. I kind of wanted to get a small one, but I asked you what size should I get, and 72% of you said big. So I chose a 20 by 20 inch square canvas. Around that area was a tape aisle, and I asked you guys which kind of tape should I get, pattern or solid? 71% of you said pattern. I ended up getting this smaller size pattern duct tape, and honestly at this point I had kind of an idea. Okay, I had a canvas, I'm gonna make some kind of art, but honestly I didn't really know what I was gonna make on it yet. I was like, maybe some neon stickers would be fun to make a sticker mandala, but I gave you guys the option, should I do neon stickers or neon paint, and 74% of you said neon paint. Maybe I won't do a sticker mandala after all, and I'll just try to figure out something with neon paint on this canvas. So I ended up getting this package of neon acrylic paint. Then the stencil aisle was nearby, and I thought, why not give you guys the option of stencils or stickers? 68% of you said stencils, so stickers were completely out of the picture at this point. So I tried to narrow down the options, and 72% of you said floral stencils. I was like, floral or tropical? And 57% of you ended up saying tropical. I took a while just browsing in the store because I was waiting for you guys to answer that poll because it was so tied. So many of you couldn't decide between floral or tropical, so I was looking at inspiration for both while I was waiting. I ended up getting this pack of tropical stencils and also these tropical flamingo stencils, which was kind of appropriate because Michael's had a lot of tropical themed stuff going on in their seasonal area. I was looking at patterned paper with tropical stuff on it. By the way, I am obsessed with patterned paper. You have to like get me out of that aisle because I want to buy all of the booklets with all of the patterns on the pages. And I got a pack of stencil brushes, which conveniently fit into these little containers of the acrylic paint. I ended up spending about $28 with the Michael's coupon. You know, you gotta use that Michael's coupon when you got it. The neon colors and the tropical theme kind of gave me an 80s inspired mandala idea. So with that in mind, let's see what I can make with the supplies that you picked. First, I decided to make my canvas a solid color with some turquoise spray paint, which I already had. And the can of spray paint ended up running out while I was spraying the canvas, so it's not a full coverage solid color, but that's okay. Now, going forward with the mandala idea, I needed to figure out the arrangement of the stencils to cover the canvas. I had an idea which would make the stencil process easier, and that was to divide my canvas into 4 even sections. Mandalas are usually symmetrical, so these 4 sections would have the same arrangement of stencils. And since my drafting triangle is a right angle, I use that to temporarily hold the stencil arrangement. These stencils are reusable and had adhesive on the back, so that made it even easier. I then outlined the right angle with removable tape, and this will just be a guide so I can find the center of the canvas. I also added more tape in between the stencils so they would all stick together, making one mega big stencil. Hoping they would all stick together, I then carefully removed it from the drafting triangle, and luckily they did all stick together, so now I'm going to use this on my canvas. Starting with one of the 4 sections, I lined it up with the pencil marks I made, then applied the paint with the stencil brushes and the neon paint which you guys chose. A little tip, if you're using a canvas that has dimension, I found it a lot easier to put a book underneath it so it has a hard surface for the stencil brush. Then moved on to the leaves with the green paint, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed with these brushes. They weren't the most expensive ones, and I kind of thought the bristles would just fall out, but they did not, and they were pretty good at this. And you can see I layered 2 colors on some of them. Then I removed my large Franken stencil, hoping that all the stencils would all stick together still as I lifted it off, which it did, making sure the paint was dry because I had to put the tape on top of that section to move on to the other section, and stuck it down to repeat that same process, so this is going to give me that repeating mandala effect. And when I'm done with this, I'm going to lift it up and repeat that same process on the 2 remaining sections. Now I have the majority of my tropical mandala art laid out, and I'm going to fill in the spaces with the other stencil. I taped down the flamingo stencil right here and applied the neon acrylic paint to this one. And this paint was a little bit on the transparent side, so I did have to use a couple coats. I then repeated that flamingo in the same area on the remaining sections, so they would all look the same, continuing with that mandala repetitive pattern. I then erased any pencil marks, and then I reused the flower stencil to make a small orange flower in the middle. To make some other shapes, I also repurposed the butt of the flamingo to make a water splash shape, which kind of goes back to the tropical theme. The stencil brushes are also handy for making round spots. Then to use the pattern tape somewhere, I lined the edge of the canvas with the tape, and it's about the same size, so it seemed like the right place to put this. If I knew what the art was going to look like, I would have picked a different pattern of the tape, but here we are, and here is how I used it. And here is how this neon tropical mandala stencil art turned out. I have to admit this was kind of a fun challenge experiment because I never would have tried this kind of art if you guys hadn't picked that. It wouldn't be my first go-to stuff, but it was fun to kind of step outside my DIY art comfort zone and try something new. Let me know what you would make with these supplies, and if you're curious on what I used, I'll put all of the supply links in the video description below, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. In case you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be the first to get notified for when I post new videos. There's new videos on this channel every week, so be sure to hit that. If you want to help support this channel and help my efforts in making more videos to upload every week, you can join my Patreon right here and you can get some fun rewards for supporting this channel. I will also put that link in the video description below. You can also check out another related video right here. Again, all of those links will be down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!